Hi, I'm Nevin. I'm the CEO of Reserve, and I wanted to give a brief update to talk about how we're handling the volatility in the Bolivar market today and the reconversion to the new Bolivar tomorrow. Um, First off, volatile times in the dollar Bolivar marketplace like this can be tough, and they can be kind of scary. We've been pretty anxious for the past couple of days, doing our best to deal with this situation. And I think one important thing to keep in mind is that volatility like this usually doesn't last that long. It usually passes pretty quickly. And so we are very hopeful that tomorrow, after the reconversion, and perhaps the next day, that the markets will calm down significantly, and that prices will be able to stabilize, and perhaps the price of the dollar could even go back down again. Obviously, nobody knows. It's impossible to predict what will happen in the open market. But I think that this time of volatility, hopefully, will be short, and hopefully things will calm down soon. We had a decision to make about how we wanted to handle this, whether we should allow the reserve marketplace for bolivars and dollars to stay open, or whether it should be closed during this period of volatility. And ultimately, we decided that it was best to keep it open as long as possible, right up until the banks closed for the reconversion. And that was simply because we wanted to give our users the choice of whether they wanted to transact in or out of dollars as much as possible during that whole period of time. And so the challenging part of keeping a market like this open on a day like today and a day like yesterday is that our marketplace is powered by what are called independent liquidity providers. And those are basically foreign exchange traders who help all of our users move their money in and out of dollars. And so when you purchase dollars in the Reserve app with bolivars, you're sending the bolivars to a trading business that's receiving those bolivars. Well, they have to do something with those bolivars themselves. And so oftentimes they will turn around and repurchase dollars through their trading networks somehow. And so on days like yesterday and today, very few people want to sell them dollars. And the prices that they get are all over the place and have been going up very quickly. So the prices that you're seeing in the Reserve app are a result of the prices that our liquidity providers are getting themselves elsewhere in the marketplace. So we asked our liquidity providers today to do their absolute best to keep prices under control. And actually the prices that they're offering in the Reserve app today are losing them money. Like, they are not making money today, they're actually losing money because they're receiving bolivars when people purchase dollars, and then when they go and sell those bolivars elsewhere in the marketplace, they're often getting worse prices than the ones that they've been offering in the Reserve app. And they're willing to do that because they also understand the importance of keeping the market open and allowing people to make conversions in and out. Reserve is doing its best to be a calming force in the market today, to not increase the volatility, but actually try to decrease it, and to actually try to give users the best price that our liquidity providers can manage to without losing too much money. So they're losing some money, but hopefully they're not losing too much money. If they were to do this many days in a row, they could go out of business. And so they have to, it's a give and take. They have to do their best. But so I want to say thank you to our liquidity providers for being willing to do that, for being willing to lose money in order to keep this market open and try to be a calming force. And the last thing I want to mention is that they are going to be able to keep the market for bolivars open up until 5 p.m. Venezuela time. At that point, they're going to need to close for the process of the reconversion. And so at 5 p.m. today, Thursday, September 30th, the Bolivar pairs that they offer in the Reserve app will be closed, and they'll reopen tomorrow, hopefully, as soon as the banks are open with the updated Bolivar denomination, and as soon as the liquidity providers are able to verify that the banks and all the banking networks that they depend on are functioning as expected. So as soon as that happens, they'll be reopening again at market rates and doing their best to be a calming force in the market and reduce volatility. So the prices in the Reserve app today and yesterday have been high relative to recent prices, and we're seeing that elsewhere in the marketplace as well. And I just want to say that they're doing their best to keep the market open, and we decided to do that and give users the option, right? A lot of this is about giving you the choice of whether you do want to trade in or out of dollars at the current market prices that our liquidity providers are seeing or not. And so, it's a volatile time. It could even be that the prices in the marketplace go back down tomorrow or the next day. And so it's ultimately up to each individual Reserve user whether they want to make deposits or withdrawals into or out of their Reserve account in Bolivars today. But we felt it was better to give that choice rather than to go ahead and close the market. So thank you for your understanding. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out, and we'll do our best to explain how this works and what we're doing to get through it.